Welcome to the fantastic and sometimes terrifying world of Baldur's Gate 3, where ancient horrors lurk beneath the surface and malevolent beings rule the shadows, among them, the dreaded Mind Flayers. Please note that there will be some mild spoilers on this video, so if you have not installed and started your Baldur's Gate journey yet, maybe come back to this video at a later time. And with that out of the way, let's get started. So, Mind Flayers, or Illithids as they are sometimes called, play a central role in the game's main plot. But what are these terrifying alien-like squid-faced creatures, and where did they come from? Today we venture into the forbidden knowledge of the Mind Flayers and explore their secrets. As part of the Dungeons & Dragons lore since its early days, the Mind Flayers are menacing and enigmatic creatures known for their psionic abilities. These nightmarish monsters strike fear into the hearts of even the most experienced adventurers and add a touch of horror and sci-fi to the fantasy game. They are highly intelligent beings that feed on psionic energies. They stalk settlements of sentient species and use their powers to lure or capture individuals. After that, they use their tentacles and powerful jaws to suck out their victims' brains in an instant. This is done in order to extract nutrients, but also to absorb the fading psionic energies that are still present in the freshly extracted brain. As they eat the brain, they also absorb partial memories and increase their knowledge of the species that they have just preyed upon. Mind Flayers typically live in colonies in the depths of the Underdark, where they behave in a social pattern that's similar to ants or bees. Members of the colony are mentally linked together in a network of psionic energy. Any information an individual Mind Flayer learns is transmitted to all members of the colony immediately. At the center of the colony lies the Elder Brain, a creature that acts as the central hub of information. The Elder Brain is the most powerful member of the Mind Flayer colony. An Illithid can only remain connected to its colony's network if it remains at a 5-mile radius from the Elder Brain. Outside of this range, it becomes an independent entity, detached from the collective. Some Mind Flayers, though, can become a solitary creature if they return to a destroyed colony, for instance. They then operate in hidden lairs in the outskirts of civilization or in the depths of the Underdark. In a bygone era, stretching back thousands of years, the Illithids were the undisputed rulers of the inner planes. From their astral domains, they commanded a fleet of flying vessels known as nautiloids that could navigate between the planes. These remarkable vessels enable them to travel the multiverse, harvesting intelligent humanoids from countless worlds across the cosmos. Not only do they feed on these captured creatures, but they also use their mind-controlling powers to create thralls. They used these powers to enslave entire species that were forced to work in creating a massive Illithid empire. Among these were the people known as the gith. After centuries of forced servitude, the gith eventually escaped captivity and rebelled. How they actually broke free is unknown, but some speculate that the gith had found a secret weakness. And as the story goes, they broke free and started hunting down and destroying every Illithid stronghold in the Astral Sea, leaving nothing, not even ruins, behind. The surviving Mind Flayers spread across the multiverse, with just a few nautiloids and Elder Brains still alive. Till this day, hunting down and killing Illithids is the main activity of the gith, especially for the war-hungry Githyanki that are more aggressive and military-focused than their Githzerai cousins. Now, going back to Baldur's Gate 3, in the initial cutscene we can see a nautiloid ship with a few captured individuals on board. One of these individuals is the player character. Next, we see a Mind Flayer pick up a small tadpole-like creature from a liquid container. The Illithid then uses its mind powers to make the prisoner more docile. And in a gruesome scene, we see the tadpole being inserted into the victim's eye socket. Well, this process is called Ceramorphosis, which is actually how the Mind Flayers reproduce. First, a Mind Flayer will lay eggs in a communal pool. These eggs will hatch and reveal small tadpoles. The Mind Flayers then insert those tadpoles inside the skull of a captured subject. The tadpole then attaches itself to the brainstem and slowly starts eating the victim's brain from inside, while at the same time it grows, becoming the victim's new brain. In the course of a week, the prisoner starts going through more transformations, with their hair falling off their bodies and their limbs stretching in a gruesome way. Tentacles eventually sprout from the subject's chin, and their skull grows into an alien-like shape. After the transformation is complete, we get a brand new Mind Flayer. In Baldur's Gate 3, however, something goes wrong during Ceramorphosis. Somehow, the process is taking longer than usual, and our heroes, now free from captivity after a spectacular Northernlight crash, now wander the world with a strange new psychic power, while they search for a way to remove the parasite from their brains before the transformation occurs. I hope you like this video, so share and subscribe please, and we'll see you next time.